It feels like the AI revolution just happened, right? Like it appeared out of nowhere. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the real story behind it all.
So you've probably used ChatGPT. I mean, who hasn't? But do you know the real story behind it? It doesn't start with lines of code. Nope. It starts with two people. Two brilliant, super driven, and totally different rivals. And their personal obsessions, well, they ended up kicking off a corporate war that is, right now, reshaping our entire world.
Okay, so picture this. On one side, you've got this super pragmatic networker from St. Louis. And on the other, a former chess champion from London. I mean, these guys came from completely different worlds. But they shared this one single massive ambition to build what's called artificial general intelligence, or AGI. Basically, an AI that can learn and understand pretty much anything a human can. And the difference between these two, it's just night and day. You've got Sam Altman, the ultimate Silicon Valley insider, the charismatic guy building an empire who says he's focused on saving humanity. And then there's Demis Hassabis, more of an academic, a game designer who is obsessed with using games not for fun, but to crack the code of intelligence itself.
So Altman's journey, it's classic Silicon Valley. His first startup, a company called Looped, totally flopped. But he learned something really important from it. He said, I learned you can't make humans do something they don't want to do. So his new game plan was simple. Build fast, learn from your mistakes, and, maybe most importantly, get the most powerful people you can find in your corner.
Hassabis, though, he was coming from a totally different angle. He saw games as the ultimate training ground for an artificial mind. He figured, hey, if you can build an AI that can master the most complicated games on Earth, you're getting one step closer to unlocking the biggest secrets of all and creating a real, true general intelligence. So the race is on, right? But it's missing something. It needs a spark, a real catalyst to just blow things wide open. And here's the crazy part, the most ironic twist in this whole story. That spark came from inside the one company that would soon be desperately trying to play catch-up. So get this. Back in 2017, 8 researchers at Google published a paper with a great title, by the way, Attention is All You Need. In it, they laid out their invention, something they called the transformer. It was this new AI architecture that could understand language, the context, the little details, like nothing ever had before. This right here was the game changer. So think of it like this. Google literally invented this revolutionary engine. They had it sitting in their garage, but they were cautious, worried about their reputation, worried about what it could do to their massive search business, so they were slow to even take it for a spin. But Sam Altman's OpenAI, they looked over, saw the opportunity of a lifetime, basically grabbed the keys and slammed the accelerator to the floor. So what did OpenAI do? They took that transformer architecture from Google and they just scaled it up massively. And then on November 30th, 2022, they released what they very casually called a low-key research preview. A low-key preview that was about to turn the entire world on its head. And the growth? Wow, it was just explosive. I mean, unlike anything the tech industry had ever seen. 1 million users in just 5 days. Think about that. Then, barely a year later, 100 million weekly users. The public was just stunned. And the biggest, most powerful companies in the world, they were about to get that same feeling of whiplash. Meanwhile, back inside Google, it was pure panic, a full-on code red. See, this wasn't just some new competitor on the block. This felt like an existential threat. It got so serious that they brought the company's legendary founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, back in for emergency meetings to figure out what on earth to do. And you have to remember Google's position here. For more than 20 years, they had an iron grip on a staggering 90% of the entire global search market. It wasn't just a business. It was practically an undisputed monopoly. And why was this such a threat? Well, think about how you use them. Google gives you a list of links, right? You do the work. But ChatGPT, it just gives you the answer. One single synthesized answer. All of a sudden, Google's entire business model, which is built on you clicking those links and the ads around them, looked incredibly fragile. Was the king of the internet really about to be dethroned? And just like that, the game was completely different. This wasn't a race between two dreamers anymore. Oh no, it had become a high-stakes proxy war fought between two of the biggest corporations on the planet, with Sam Altman and Demis Hassabis as their star players. And to compete in this new arena, everything had to change. Those original missions, they were now tied to these massive corporate allegiances. OpenAI needed a ridiculous amount of money and computing power, so they partnered up with Microsoft. And Demis Hassabis' company, DeepMind, to even have a chance of keeping up, merged completely back into its parent company, Google. So, here we are. The race for supremacy is on. But as these giants suck up all the best talent, all the data, and all the computing power, you have to wonder, are they still building that utopia they talked about? Or are they just building a more powerful monopoly? The question isn't just about who's going to win anymore. It's about what kind of world they're building in the process, and what our place in it is going to be.
All right, that's a wrap on today's summary. Thanks for listening. If this book summary sparked your curiosity or gave you new insights, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss our next summary. Keep reading, keep growing, and see you in the next one.